It has been over a month since I have printed with my EufyMake UV printer, and does it still work? We are going to find out together, and I'm actually kind of nervous. I have gone out of town twice, and I just have not had any time to print with my printer. I have gotten some error codes on my phone saying that we have some issues, and I just have been too busy to actually try and figure out what in the world is going on. So what we're going to do today is we are going to figure out if this thing still works, and this is going to answer a lot of your questions about what happens if you really don't want to print every single day. Do you have to print every single day? Do you leave it plugged in? Do you leave it on? What do you do? And if you don't print for over a month, what will happen? We're going to answer all those questions together because I don't even know the answer to that. First things first, what we are going to do is we are going to pull this out of the wall. Love my little rolling cart because it definitely helps keep things away from the wall. The second thing is over at the EufyMake UV printer software. Sorry, I have boxes here because we are going to be hopefully printing if this printer still works. But anyway, going back to this, we have this new thing. When I had opened up my computer to start trying to work on this thing, there's a couple things that I have noticed with the software. One, a low power mode. I have never seen that before ever in the over a year of owning this. So this must be an update. Also down here in parts and service, if I have this exclamation mark, something new that came up with the update is now they are going to tell me when I should replace the air filter and the scraper within 8 days. I actually have some of those down here. So I am going to replace those in 8 days. I'm not going to do that today. We just want to know if this bad boy prints, okay? So we are in low power mode, and I have actually never seen this, remember? And normally when I have my EufyMake printer, I never unplug this thing. Just want you to know. This never gets unplugged. I always just leave it on, just like your inkjet printer that you have. Do you ever turn that off? I don't. I don't. It just stays plugged in and over there on the cart. But I just leave it turned on, and generally my light right here, can you see that? It's black, or not black, it's like red. It's like a dark red. Normally it's green. So wake up via remote command or power button. What is a remote command? I'm going to come over here into this right here. Oh, do you see that? That just turned. Oh, that's really weird. As I'm sitting here messing around with it, do you see how it turned from red to green? Now all of a sudden it's not. And I don't know if you can hear it. Let me get the mic close to this. But I can hear there is this, it's like a bubbling noise. It's not bubbling. What it's doing is there is like a mechanism that stirs the white ink, because the white ink is the one that should or could have a tendency to clog if there was ever a clog, and it's stirring that white ink. But you can kind of hear it bubble. Okay, so I guess, oh, power saving mode. So I guess it's turned on now. All right. Okay, another thing that to be noted, just in case you ever want to change your cleaning strategy, come over here into home and you can do either one of these. I've actually never changed it. I'm not trying to change anything that has to do with cleaning because I do want my thing to last a really long time. So I just leave whatever they suggest for the cleaning, that's what I leave. So I'm just going to exit out of this. What we have to do first is we have to inject this. So we are going to do this. This takes about 20 minutes. And the other thing too is the last time I used this, it was used with flexible white ink because I was printing cardstock and leather. Today, because I plan on printing on some glass here, some metal here, some ceramics here, and some wood here, that I need the original white ink. So after this does its injecting, I then have to take out the flexible white ink, put in my original white ink, and then we're going to have to do another injecting after that. So while this one right here is going to take us 20 minutes, we're actually going to be about 40 minutes, because then I'm going, like I said, I'm going to have to inject, and then I'm going to have to put this do a switcheroos on this. So that's the unfortunate part about not printing for a month, is that the startup process to get you back to printing is what takes the longest here. I really don't think that took 20 minutes. It didn't feel like 20 minutes, but injecting is complete. So I'm just going to press OK. And then what we're going to do is come over here into this little switcheroo thing. And what we are going to do is we are going to take out the flexible white ink that is inside the machine. So this right here, we're going to take it out. I'm going to store this inside my cabinet away from any type of UV light. I have a window that's right here, and UV light sometimes comes through. Anytime this is a UV printer, UV light cures the ink. This right here is like, if this gets cured, it's clogged. Okay, so I have this one right here. This is the original white ink. Because it's been sitting, I'm going to just do a couple little shaky shakes with it, not like vigorous, just up and down, up and down. Okay, now we're going to insert that into the Eufy. All right, we are good. Now we're going to do the inject again. So we're just going to inject now, and it's going to do this all over again. So that same process that we just did, we're going to do it again. This just flushes out that line, taking out the flexible white. So like when I print, I'm going to print on these mugs, hopefully. Got them at the Dollar Tree. How stinking cute are these? But hopefully when I print on them, they won't have any type of flexible white ink. Now, some people really would love to know, like, how often do you have to replace the cleaning cartridge? Listen, while I have not used my printer for over a month, remember when my head broke, my printer head broke, and we had to like swap out the printer head and stuff like that? That was about 2 months ago. When you switch out the printer head, you do pretty much waste an entire cleaning cartridge on that. So they sent me an additional cleaning cartridge, and that was 2 months ago. So it doesn't tell you, right? It doesn't tell you like how much longer I have for this. So I'm not entirely sure how much is left. But granted, I haven't printed for a month. We are still well over 2 months, and I haven't needed to replace my cleaning cartridge. I really don't think, like, everyone's concerned about wasting, everyone's concerned about cleaning cartridges and like having to go through that. I don't think that's really something that you should be worried about, as long as you just keep your machine plugged in. Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting, this maintenance log. I've never actually looked at it. I don't think that this month's consumption thing is actually accurate, because I did quite a bit of printing in the month of December. And if we go back, it will like the update, this new feature must have happened in December, but in December I had nothing. But anyways, it did an deep clean and an auto deep clean the first. Then it did a moisturizing and a deep clean that day. Here it did a moisturizing, a deep clean right here. Let's see. All these reds look like they're deep cleanings, and the blues are moisturizing. So you can tell when it's doing its cleaning cycles right here. And so it's been 2 months, and I haven't had to replace my cleaning cartridge, even with doing the amount of printing that I do. Although this says it's inaccurate, this says I printed nothing. That's not true. But so, I don't think it wastes as amount of cleaning cartridges as people would think it does, as long as you keep it plugged in. I don't know why anyone would want to unplug it. Because then when you unplug it, you stop the machine from doing its automatic cleans. And the whole point about this UV printer versus other UV printers is that it automatically cleans itself. Generally with other UV printers, it doesn't do a cleaning cycle, it doesn't put it in a moisturizing state, like all of that stuff. It doesn't automatically do that. The selling point of this is that you keep it plugged in, and it will continue to do its cleaning when you're not around to do it, and I have not been around. I have pretty much just forgotten about this thing because I was too busy doing other things. So, but I mean, right now I still don't know. I'm like sitting here like tooting its horn like it's actually nice. I'm sitting here tooting its horn like it's actually going to work after being sitting for a month, but I don't know. We'll see. So since we are doing nothing and we're waiting for the final inject to go, after this is done, what we are going to do is we are going to do a test print. I've created this really cool test print sheet that's found over in my cardstock warehouse, Celebration Warehouse. I'll link it in the description of this video just in case you actually want to get that too. Super helpful. But we are going to do a test print when we are done doing the injecting. So I am just going to print directly onto these really cool silicone things. A true inventor invented this to be a perfect pair for the Eufy. One side you can have these little things. The other side you can print directly on this. You can print the test print page without actually having to waste paper. Pretty cool. I'll show you how that works. But anyways, we're going to put this into here. We're just going to clip this down. Actually, I'm not even going to clip it down. I'm just going to put it like this. Okay, so try this again. I was going to say my thing is sticky. My mat is still sticky, but obviously not sticky enough to hold on to the silicone mat, but it's fine. It's not going to go upside down. But anyway, I'm going to put this into my machine. So we'll just open the two doors up, set this into my printer, and we'll lock it into place. I do smell that the cleaning cartridge, the cleaning cartridge smell. Now that I opened up both of the hatches, I can definitely smell the cleaning cartridge smell, whatever the fumes are of that. I don't generally smell it when it's just printing, but I had both these doors closed and I opened it up and I got like a whiff of that smell. So I'm gonna close the doors back up so I don't smell that. So we're about 39% complete. I have to tell you, I don't know if this is like me feeling this or what, but I felt like the original injecting that we did took far less time than this one. I'm not entirely sure. But now that we are essentially waiting for that, what I am going to do is open up a new window, and then I am going to take out and drag and drop my PNG file that I was talking about. This right here is don't resize it. It's found within my cardstock warehouse, Celebration Warehouse. I created this just so we can test all of our inks all at once, gloss, white, everything, and it will show you like if anything's wrong, if like you have a clog in one color or whatever. Don't resize this because it fits directly within the bed, the small bed. I've created it for the small bed because the large bed, it takes forever to do any type of snapshots. And then also like text 6, this is actually the real text size is text 6. So I'm going to do instead of doing just white and CMYK, I also am going to do white, CMYK, and gloss because I want to make sure that everything is unclogged. Okay, we are still waiting for the injecting to get done. When that's done, then we'll do this test print to verify whether or not we get to crafting today. I swear that took longer than the original injecting to do this new injecting. When I edit this video, I will put the timestamps on how long everything took, just so you're aware of how long it takes to actually get up in crafting, you know, in case you are like, get a wild hair and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to print something, you know, like how long is it going to take you to get back up and craft it? You know what I mean? So now that we are done, it says that we have now replaced the ink to start testing. I'm just going to press skip because I already have this right here and that's going to be my test. So I am just going to press snapshot. It's going to, I'm sure you have seen these videos enough to know what a snapshot is, but if you're new here and you know nothing about the EufyMake UV printer, a snapshot takes a live preview camera image of what is inside your EufyMake UV printer. There is some lasers that happen, some things, they measure the height, they give you how like thick your material is, all that jazz. So like if you have a laser cutter that has a camera in your laser cutter, it's essentially the same thing. The camera and everything to this machine is a lot more accurate than my laser cutters. I have all X-Tool lasers. Well, mostly all X-Tool lasers. And their cameras, while accurate, this one right here is the most accurate of them all because they're taking pictures like on the side and then also up front or on top versus everything in all of my lasers is all like a fishbowl lens. And holy crap, was that not the quickest photo snapshot ever? That was so quick. So 0 resizing, remember, because we want to make sure that text 6 is going to print text 6, all right? We are going to already set up our white CMYK and gloss. The reason why I'm doing all of these is to make sure that every single one of these prints, CMYK, white, and gloss, all print, okay? So we are going to press print. I do want to print. I'm not going to do any type of other maintenance today because it said I had 8 days. I'm going to let that extend as far as I can. I'm not going to go until it tells me, no, today is the day. All right, this right here is going to take a total of 12 minutes to print, and it's going to take 0.9 milliliters of ink, almost a full thing of ink, full milliliter of ink. If you're worried about how much this costs, it's about 47 cents, about roughly, per milliliter of ink. So less than $1 of ink. We're going to press start on the machine because no longer do you have to come over here and press the happy button. You could if you wanted to. You definitely could press the happy button at the top of the machine instead of doing it at the software. But some people don't want to do that, so they just do it at the software, which is fine. We're going to let this print 12 minutes. I'm fairly certain that they have increased the print times of like how fast it goes because I'm fairly certain this used to take 20 minutes to print. I have to go back and check my older videos because I've had this printer for over a year now, and a lot has changed within the year. I mean, when I first got this, it was a beta machine and it was not even out on the market to even purchase. And now we are outside of Kickstarter and everything like that, where you can actually purchase this machine. There has been a lot of changes over the year of owning this machine. So fairly certain it used to take 20. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to have to go double back. So fairly certain it used to take 20. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to have to go double back and check my old videos. But 12 minutes ain't bad just to make sure that everything is working appropriately. Fingers crossed, because listen, I am ready to print and start crafting. It has been far too long. I don't think I've crafted, well, I haven't crafted in a week, but I haven't used this for over a month, and I'm ready to like just do crafting. I kind of feel like I need some creative juices flowing in my veins. All right, I think that we have a winner. So I only did one layer of white, one layer of color, one layer of gloss. So the white isn't going to be fully pigmented because you are going to need more to cover the bright orange silicone. But my friends, look at that. It looks good. I am not going to try to print this again, but let's see what this, if I can, ooh, let's look, hold on. Look at this, how cool this silicone mat is. Let's just pull it right off. I mean, how cool is that? And this is what the finished results will look like. Something like this. It's just garbage, but how cool was that? Instant clean. The text 6, that smallest little thing right there, looks great. Everything printed fine. The stuff that's on the bottom, that is like the 10% opacity, all of this stuff, you could probably see it had I done more white layers, but for this right here, we are good. So even with, I need to close that door because that cleaning cartridge is a little stinky today, but even with this thing sitting for over a month, we're going to get right back to crafting. not right back, because it took us like forever to do all the injectings and stuff. But I mean, now I can finish doing all my crafts that I have planned to do today. So excited. Look at that. So if you are wondering, if you're like, I don't know about this printer, I'm not really committed about doing one print a day, I'm afraid that the thing's gonna clog over a month, my friends. I just left this thing plugged in. It just does its cycle, whatever it does, is automatically, and we are perfectly fine. And this thing is really cool because now I have this weirdly, I mean, how cool is that? Anyway, all right, y'all, I'm going to get back to crafting, and thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you later.